It's only a movie that will have you living in the sixth dimension, moving in the wrong direction. A new fantasy. The Forbidden Zone.
This time you've got something for me. What is this?
Yes, it's called the Forbidden Zone.
As in, we're marching to the Forbidden Zone. Is it like that?
Oh, you sweet summer child.
Oh.
This was recommended to me by a dear friend of mine named Sarah. She said, you gotta watch this. It is directed by Richard Elfman, Danny Elfman's brother.
Okay, then. So...
It stars, among other people, Danny Elfman in the Mystic Knights of the Oingo Boingo. That was the original name of the band. Yeah, you didn't know any of this, uh-huh.
I knew nothing about it. Well, first off, I knew about the band Oingo Boingo, because,
Right.
of course, famously they gave us the wonderful theme for Weird Science, amongst other things, but I never knew that that was the full name.
Well, I think they changed it.
They would have to.
Yeah. Apparently, they used to have this running story going on in their shows, which apparently they dropped when they just became Oingo Boingo. And this was sort of like a compilation / story about them. This movie is... There's no easy way to say this. This movie is batshit insane.
Okay.
Now, I know what you're saying to yourself. You're saying, David, you fabulously handsome man. That's what you said about Phantom of the Paradise. I did. This makes Phantom of the Paradise look like Leave It to Beaver.
That's a bold statement.
I know.
That's a very bold statement.
There are some movies that I feel you need to either A, be drunk, high, or have been drunk or high to really get this film. I have never been drunk or high. So...
I've been drunk and I... Dang it.
Yeah.
Again, should have brought a six-pack. You need to warn me about these things.
It's very surreal. Has some very unique animation in it. Not a whole lot, but it's there.
Okay.
It is a musical, obviously.
Cool.
It stars some people you will not be expecting. That's all I'm going to say about that. And I do want to give you one warning, and this is a warning for you at home. In the first 5 minutes, there is a scene that comes across as, well, extremely racist. We'll talk about it when you see the film. But what I'm saying is, kind of go, for the first 5 minutes, and then just plow your way through it.
Is it like akin to like Coonskin, you know,
Yes.
Ralph Bakshi's Coonskin, where at first it feels awkward, but then you realize that's part of the statement?
I think so. Yes, I believe that is the case.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is this movie is one hell of a ride.
Okay. Well, we are in Orlando, the land of rides, so...
And this is a hard R.
Hard R.
Yeah. A lot of nudity.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, almost forgot. There's one other important thing about this film. This film was originally shot in black and white.
Okay.
Richard Elfman wanted the movie to be hand colorized frame by frame. He ran out of money long before that happened. About 15 years ago, he had it digitally colorized, like they do with like they do with old black and white films.
Okay.
This is his preferred version, and the one that we've got. Oh, by the way, this is available also on Amazon Prime. And the only way I could get it was to get the colorized version. Now, I have seen the black and white version because that's what my friend had. And you can still get, I think if you buy it on DVD, you get both. But, So, I just want to mention, you're going to get, if you watch it streaming, you do get that.
All right. Well, then let's go get that.
Yep.
All right. This is Forbidden Zone.
Going down, 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 how far can you go? You might fall into the forbidden zone. Going round, 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 driving me insane. Everything looks different, but nothing has changed.
I want to play a game.
Okay.
I want to see if I can actually summarize the plot.
Oh, wow. Okay. I admire the
Okay.
effort.
All right. In this very heightened, overly R. Crumb-esque satirical reality, hidden in the basement, there is a gateway to a world entirely devoted to pleasure, obviously hedonistic joys and overindulgence. And this family obviously is fully aware that this portal is in their basement because of the house's unsavory history. And so they discourage their young ones, one of them being French. And of course, the one child gives into temptation because reality sucks and finds herself in this dimension where she ends up falling in love with a lecherous, diminutive king. And this entire world has been taken over by a abusive queen who has taken her indulgences way too far to the point where even the society does not tolerate it anymore.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty good. I'm impressed. I didn't think it was possible to summarize that movie. Bravo.
You did warn me about the madness inherent in this film. I can only imagine what the pitch session was like.
No, they made it themselves.
Oh, this is entirely independently made.
Yeah.
See my surprised face.
Yeah.
Really, I don't know any producer like with a major studio would ever give money to this. Ever. When was this made? The 80s or the 70s?
I want to say 1980.
Okay.
Or late 70s, yeah.
Okay, so it was definitely somewhere on the cut. Yeah, that really is the only time a movie like this could ever get made, because I guarantee they would not get away with half the stuff I saw in there. I mean, you did warn a tenth of it. I mean, there's one actress who's pretty much topless the entire time and wearing very transparent...
Excuse me. No. Not practically. She is topless the entire
time.
She is...
And
wearing granny panties.
Wearing granny panties, which given the lighting is kind of see-through.
It wasn't in the black and white.
Everything about the movie is almost as if someone recorded it out of their garage. Now, to the movie's credit, from the get-go, you know that this movie is not meant to be taken as any kind of credible, majestic piece of art.
No.
By any stretch of the imagination. There are some things I was impressed by. There was a lot of Python-esque aspects to it, where they used Monty Python-style animation with cutouts. I admire what they were doing there. I admit I never thought in my life I'd ever see Hervé Villechaize dry humping everything in sight. Hervé Villechaize, that's how you pronounce his name.
Thank you, I didn't know. First of all, I love the soundtrack.
No, I will say the title song is great. Actually, it feels like a school play made by a bunch of delinquent kids.
I kind of get the impression that they had these things from these shows, these little vignettes from their actual concerts, and they decided, okay, let's put this together and do a story out of it, and this was kind of the result.
Yeah, as you pointed out, in Oingo Boingo shows, that's what they did for a lot of their presentation. I suppose a lot of this is also for my ignorance of how they presented themselves on stage. Like I said, the only thing I know of Oingo Boingo is Weird Science.
I want to mention the elephant in the room. Let's discuss...
Feet, do your stuff!
Yeah, the blackface. I noticed that every character was a stereotype.
Oh, yeah, this was...
the Jewish guys were ultra
Jewish. Again, because this was also the same era that Ralph Bakshi was coming out with a lot of stuff. This really did kind of feel like it was almost like a living Ralph Bakshi cartoon.
Yeah.
In a lot of respects. I've definitely felt...
They really got a lot of inspiration from him.
Probably. I mean, it would be something to tap into Danny Elfman's head and to find out, were you guys inspired by Bakshi at all? And it would definitely make a lot of sense with all the excesses and a lot of the seemingly erratic characters and the very bizarre atmosphere of the world they're creating. I mean, this is the kind of stuff you would see in stuff like Wizards.
Yep.
And when you put that in my head, I'm like, I can see that there's some kind of method to this madness here, but I have a feeling that it's the kind of madness that a lot of people that I think they were wanting to just make a film first and not really think about how the widespread audience are going to perceive it. It's kind of like, and I hate to use this as an example because I honestly despise it, and I was actually in a production of it. It reminds me a lot of the Fantastics.
Okay.
Like an R-rated, like NC-17 version of the Fantastics, in the sense that it utilizes very abstract forms of storytelling methods in order to tell what could be essentially a simple story, but they use a lot of abstract methods of delivering the story through music and through specific types of comedy that can be very aloof to people, and I've never liked the Fantastics for that. 40 plus years off Broadway, why? That being said, why didn't you come to the Founder with this? The Founder would have eaten this up.
Okay. Well, we still can.
It could be an option.
It'll be the first time that
Yeah, comment section below. Do you want to see Forbidden Zone in the Cinema Schlock Society? We will be watching. I suppose the movie also kind of works as a time capsule, and is specifically just it is indicative of the era to which it was made, and that apart from the minstrel show in there was another thing which, especially with what's going on nowadays, they would never ever get away with doing a whole sequence where it's in a school with adults obviously playing caricatures of kids with guns shooting each other, and and because the class gets unruly, a teacher pulls out a friggin' automatic weapon and starts unloading on the kids at the same time. And I'm like going, wow, they really would never.
No.
Not even close. This movie.
Well, on the other hand, they did Heathers again, and I still can't figure out how.
The thing I got to get to Forbidden Zone is that for whatever they were trying to achieve with it, at least it has its own warped identity. At least to its credit, it definitely defies comparison.
Oh, amen.
To everything else. So there is a vision to this thing. Whether or not the audience is in on said vision, that is entirely up to you, the viewer at home.
I saw it for the first time, and I went, pretty much what was your reaction to it. The second time around, I was like, okay, let me give this one more try. I still haven't decided how I feel about it. I was hoping that it would click. It didn't quite. I do want to mention one thing. I mentioned that it was made black and white and then colorized. Mm-hmm. I like the colorized version better.
I will say, I would not have wanted to watch this in black and white. As much as I love black and white, this was obviously intended to be much more vibrant, much more colorful. Yeah. And yeah, the new post-production effects they did in order to make it colorful, it helps.
Yeah.
It helps, particularly since a lot of the sets are very monochromatic.
I don't know. I hate to say it. I think I need to see it a third time. Which, I don't know.
I suppose that is the sign of something that there might be something special there if there's something that tells you need to go back and watch it again.
There was a play I saw a couple of years ago, and I walked out of the theater saying that was either brilliant or a gigantic load of horse shit.
Was it by Ionesco?
No.
Oh, that was my first guess.
I remember 6 months later I was in the shower, and I was thinking about it, and I said, I still can't figure out, was that a good play or not? And I said, well, wait a minute. I've been thinking about this play for 6 months, trying to figure out if it's good or not. It's kind of doing that with Forbidden Zone, and I'm still...
And honestly, when you think... I think that's why I actually may say Forbidden Zone is menu-worthy, because there is a load of madness in this film that is exclusively its own, and it's the kind that you don't know how the hell you feel about it, because a lot of it is in your face, a lot of it's uncomfortable. Right. You get the feeling that there's an intention behind everything they're doing in here. They didn't feel the need to find ways to let their audience in on. They just left the audience to just kind of fend for themselves. Which, on one side I admire that throw in the deep end filmmaking, but simultaneously it's like, don't expect, everyone to demand a sequel here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be terrified. I'd be terrified for them to ever think about doing a sequel.
In the name of God, no.
Yeah, no. I'm worried that this whole thing is kind of all over the place, just like the movie itself. I think in essence, I'm going to put this on the menu specifically because, like any delicacy that you find in a restaurant, it's not going to cater to everyone's taste buds, and some people will want to sample it to see if it's their particular palate.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, I would be very intrigued. I encourage you to leave it to comment on this one, just because I really want to have discussions about this one, and the fact that I want to have these discussions about this movie, I think might be the testament to what they may have been trying to achieve with it. So,
And you know, seriously, if you guys want it on Cinema Schlock, say so.
Definitely.
That's actually kind of tempting.
definitely, actually, I kind of admit I'd be very intrigued to see what the panel would say to that one. So,
If they don't lynch us.
if they survive 50 Shades of Grey and friggin' Clan of the Cave Bear, I think they can survive anything.
Fair.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think? Definitely for us on the menu, but what do you guys think? Is it menu worthy? Comments. See ya.